brand new launch. It's a launch of 3 plans. But what's even more exciting is that we are launching the world's first free phone plan. And it's not just a little dinky amount of data.
Welcome to the Hotspot. I am joined today by Coco Tang. Welcome back to the show, Coco.
Thank you for having me, Armin. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. I know you've got some really exciting news to share today. For those viewers who might not know you, could you say a little bit about what your role is at Helium Mobile and what you're working on these days?
Yeah, so I've been at Helium Mobile for almost 9 years now. I'm the general manager of the subscriber side, so I handle everything on the engineering and product, customer support, and work with marketing to make sure that whatever we ship out actually makes a real impact. Really excited to tell you guys today of our brand new launch. It's a launch of 3 plans, but what's even more exciting is that we are launching the world's first free phone plan. And it's not just a little dinky amount of data. It is real usable data coming in at 3 gigs. And I'm super excited to talk about this.
Well, that sounds huge to me. As far as I'm aware, has anything like this been done before? I don't remember ever hearing of a free phone plan outside of trials.
Yeah, this is no strings attached. We don't even want your credit card. Up until now, most free plans are usually in forms of rebates or government assistance, where there are a lot of strings attached. For this free plan, the only thing you need to provide us is share your anonymized location and pass a really quick ID check in order to get your free plan.
Sounds simple enough. I know people are going to have questions. You know, there's no catch. Makes a lot of sense. But then you start thinking about it and like, how is this possible?
How is the free plan possible? So maybe we can talk about the other 2 plans and what makes Helium Mobile so special, and then we can kind of back into that answer.
Perfect. Let's go.
So the 3 plans we have, the first of which is the free plan, which we've called Zero, very aptly named, comes with 3 gigs of data, 100 voice minutes, and 300 texts. The second plan we have is really suitable for the majority of Americans. I would say about 85% of folks would probably fall into this type of plan, and it's our Air plan. It is $15 at 10 gigs with unlimited talk and text. Finally, our last plan is really for the person that wants it all, and that's our $30 unlimited data, unlimited everything plan. Very competitive compared to all the other offerings out there. We don't ask you to pay multiple months in advance. We don't ask you to sign a contract. There is no minimum spend required. Give us your credit card and we bill you by the month. And if you wanted to cancel, not a problem. The other great thing that we offer is the ability to bring your number over or bring your own device. We also know how scary bringing your number can be, so we've got a great concierge service where you can book a one-on-one time with a member of our support team who'll get on the phone with you and even 3-way call your old carrier and get you sorted out. So that's 3 plans that we're launching with. And what makes Helium Mobile so special and so different than your legacy carriers is that not only do our customers enjoy the nation's largest 5G network, they also enjoy a community-built network that is unique to Helium. People can put up their own mini cell towers in their homes or businesses to create brand new coverage that was never there before, augmenting whatever exists. Helium Mobile's coverage is the best coverage that any US carrier could have because it is always expanding, always growing to the needs of the community. How this awesome community-built network grows is based on the blockchain. We've got blockchain incentivized behavior, and the rewards coming out of that lowers our costs dramatically, which allows us to offer such a great plan. And we don't expect everybody to stay on this free plan forever, right? We want them to check us out. If 3 gigs works for you, that's fantastic. Stay on it. But we do expect some folks to upgrade their way from the Zero plan to the Air plan, which at $15 is still incredible.
I was talking to a friend recently, talking about their cell phone bill, and I was curious, like, how much are you really using? Because they're on a big family plan with a big carrier. And I was like, hey, I know this is a little awkward, like weird, but can I go through your account and look at your line's data usage? And yeah, they had 10 lines on the account, and 5 out of those 10 lines use less than 3 gigs, like often less than 2 gigs. That's a pretty low usage number, and it kind of helped me realize that not everyone is a power user like myself. A lot of people's needs can be met by a smaller amount of data, which is not something I really expected.
And I'll give you some examples. If you were to drive every day and use Google Maps nonstop, it would only use half a gig of data. If you are very smart with caching your music, if you listen to Spotify or you download your podcast over Wi-Fi before you head out, that 3 gigs can really go a long, long way.
And it's interesting that this is achieved via cost reduction through people deployed networks. I mean, this is what we've been doing at Helium since the beginning. Yeah. I think we've been doing the latest iteration of that for the past year or so. And just to like bridge terminology for some folks, I mean, you use the term mini cell tower. What that really is a Wi-Fi hotspot. Now, I know there's some confusion here, like, is it a mini cell tower or is it a Wi-Fi hotspot? Well, it's both, basically. Normal Wi-Fi routers that you might have in your home or business don't necessarily serve anyone other than you or whoever who has the password. But the unique thing about the Helium Mobile hotspot and, other ways that we have in development of attaching existing Wi-Fi routers to the network is a standard called Passpoint, which is something that allows you to roam and authenticate seamlessly on Wi-Fi networks that are not necessarily your own.
That's right. And you can basically turn any Wi-Fi router into a mini cell tower that creates coverage. So you don't have to get this specific hardware purchased from one manufacturer.
Yeah. And this is something, just to be clear, that's coming soon, right? Like being able to add your own Wi-Fi router into the Helium network in a self-service fashion isn't quite launched yet, but that is under development, right?
That is coming soon.
Awesome. I'd love to learn a little bit more about the plans. So you said there's 3 plans. You've got the free plan for $0, 3 gig, limited voice and text, but it sounds like a pretty generous, honestly, allotment that should suit most people these days. You've got the $15 plan for 10 gigs. Did I get that right?
That's correct.
And then you've got the $30 unlimited plan. So when I look at these plans, I think about principles of marketing and how you present things to people. And I see that it's kind of like a nice laddered step, almost like a step stool type of system where a freemium model, I think, is maybe the term that I'm looking for. You give people a taste, show them how good the network is at $0. And then eventually they'll probably want more. They'll grow into a larger data user and they'll seamlessly upgrade to one of the other plans. They don't even have to do anything, I'm assuming, other than enter their credit card.
That's right. And when you do choose to upgrade, it'll be immediately. So you get to enjoy the added benefits right away. And if you don't want to necessarily update, you just need that little boost to get you through to the rest of the month. We've got a solution for that too. It's called our add-ons, and you can purchase an extra gig for $7.50 to get you through the next couple of days until your plan rolls over, and then you're sort of starting back at 0 again. The other add-on that we have is international roaming. So if you are a jet setter and you like to take vacations, pamper yourself, we've got that option. So you can continue to stay connected no matter where you go.
The international roaming one is interesting because whenever I've traveled abroad, I've used these eSIM apps, to get like a really cheap SIM abroad or whatever. But what people don't realize is when you do that, you actually can't stay connected with your number.
That's
so
right.
any text that you get to your main number is not going to come through on that eSIM. So it's so awesome to have an option that has international roaming built in, where you could just add it on for what in my opinion is a totally fair price, and just go, not have to think too hard about switching SIMs or anything like that.
Yeah, that's definitely a key motivator, even for me when I travel, is I make sure that I've got international roaming because it's super important that I stay connected, right? My dog goes to boarding. I need to make sure that my phone is available just in case something happens.
Yeah, or like even more simply, you need to log into your bank account and they want to send you a text message. You're in another country.
The worst thing a bank can do, SMS 2FA is not secure. So PSA to everybody listening, change all of that to an authenticator or literally anything else from SMS 2FA.
For all the banking execs in my audience, I know there are many of you out there.
But the fantastic thing about Helium Mobile is we actually have this feature called phone number lock. where if you go and you sign up to Helium Mobile, it's in the settings. If you toggle it on, we turn on multi-factor authentication for you, and you have to go through multiple steps in order for you to port out your number. So it's an extra layer of security that our support agents are very trained to execute on. We've never had anything go bad, knock on wood.
That's huge, especially for people who are already in the crypto space. Like, you know, we have entrusted our information with various parties in the past, and some of them have betrayed a great number of us. And so keeping that security on your phone number is really important. So I personally love that feature.
Another thing, we keep kind of running back on the security thing, is the free plan comes with texting. So if you've got an exposed phone number that's your primary line, the free plan is an excellent choice to replace that phone number in whatever services that you use with the free phone number where nobody knows what it is. That'll still allow you to go about your business, your day-to-day in a very secure way.
Got it. So for most smartphones these days, I know they support dual eSIM. So from my understanding, if I have a line with a big carrier and I just want to have that extra number, I can just download the Helium mobile app, install the eSIM, and I'm basically good to go. I can have both numbers at the same time.
You can have both numbers at the same time. The only caveat is you need to make sure your phone is unlocked.
Ah, got it. So yeah, I guess people's phones get stuck when they're still paying them off with the carrier. Is that usually how that goes?
Yeah, that's how they trap you. Those are strings.
Indeed. Those are strings that they attach.
Yeah, so how Helium Mobile differs from some of the other carriers as well, aside from the awesome price and the free plan, is we want to pay you back. We have this new rewards program called Cloud Points. Think of it kind of like credit card points, where every month, as you continue to be a customer of Helium Mobile, you will earn Cloud Points. You also earn Cloud Points for giving us feedback, telling us what you like, what you don't like, referring friends as an example. And these Cloud Points accumulate in your account, and then you can spend them in our cloud store. So this cloud store is a place where you can exchange it for gift cards to places like Sephora or Target, or book a vacation with Airbnb. You can turn on that international roaming. And this is our way of giving back to our customers. That is very different than other carriers out there. Other carriers just maybe let you spend it on products and services within their portfolio, but we're very different. Want to think of this as rethinking your relationship with somebody that needs to be part of your daily life. And we want it to be very symbiotic. We want to give back. We are building a community, and we want to make sure that connectivity is not just a privilege, it is a right. So that is another major difference with Cloud Points, and we're super excited to launch with that too.
That's so cool. So is that available on the free plan as well?
It is available on the free plan, yes.
Oh my God, this is going to be crazy. I don't even know how people are going to react to this. Yeah, it sounds like, so if I get this right, you get the free plan, but then you can also earn points, which are redeemable for features. And did you say gift cards?
Gift cards, yeah. There'll be obviously a minimum point balance required to redeem a gift card. I think you'll be surprised at how far you get these points.
So this kind of touches back on something you said earlier, which is that you'll need to enable your location. And I think this has been a discussion in the Helium community for a while, but maybe in telecom in general, which is that, you know, whatever carrier you're with is using your location data for something. You probably don't know what that is. They probably won't tell you what that is. And with Helium Mobile for the past year, even before these new plans have been launched, we've essentially had this deal where you can trade your location data through mapping in order to get, you know, something back. And it sounds like now the thing you're getting back is the ability to have a free plan. And for those who don't know, the way your data is used is actually to improve the Helium network and validate it and see where people are actually using their service so that we could create better incentives for people in the community who are deploying hotspots out in the wild, or as you like to call them, mini cell towers.
That's right. Yeah. So the sharing of anonymized location is very upfront. We don't try to hide it. We want to make sure that you're in, and we are being as transparent as possible, which is a different way of approaching customers' data. In the past, carriers are not the only company that do this, right? Basically, if you're receiving a service for free, you are the product and your data is being sold. And it seems to be some type of world or behavior that we've accepted, but I don't think that should be the case. Our attention and our data and our privacy is very important. And we never want to sell your data without you knowing, which is what some other companies do, and they've been fined for it, right? Selling your data, not being upfront, and then you get retargeted and you don't understand why. So we're very upfront with why we want your location data. It is all anonymized. So what you do on your phone, we don't know about. That's not what we are looking at, nor will we ever need to look at. So we don't see which apps you use. We don't know which websites you visit. We just want to know your anonymized location so that we can do that coverage planning to make sure that coverage is created where it is needed the most, where it is the most well-served, where it can make the biggest impact. And the sharing of this location on the free plan, it is mandatory. It's sort of, you share with this and you get this for free. But for the $15 and the $30 plan, it is optional. But if you wanted to earn cloud points, we do ask you to share that anonymized location and help us grow this network.
I think this is a really elegant system because it really does help the network grow exactly in the places that it's needed, right? As you're sharing your location, it's kind of like you're leaving breadcrumbs of where you're using your phone. And those breadcrumbs can be a signal for someone else who might be not necessarily a Helium Mobile plan user, but they're a person who understands that there is a need for more infrastructure via these mini cell towers or Wi-Fi hotspots, right? So that person can, in an anonymized way, right, use the signal of you and other Helium Mobile users, being in certain areas as a signal to say, hey, these users are here, go deploy coverage here. And that kind of makes the entire system more efficient and basically makes your business model of $0, $15, and $30 plans sustainable.
That's right. And this type of model has never been possible in the telecommunications industry. So we are really trying to turn this antiquated model on its head and try something new. That really is made possible only with the power of blockchain. There is a time and place for talking about blockchain technology and use cases for Web3. And we're sort of at this inflection point where society kind of understands a little bit about what blockchain is and what it can do, but it's still a very nascent technology to them. And the beauty of these new plans that we've launched really is based on the backbone of that. And we didn't want to overcomplicate that message with terminology that needs a lot of explaining. We just wanted to make it easy and make sense. You don't really need to know how that sausage is made, but
right.
It is very elegant in its execution that makes everything possible and is bubbled up to your typical consumer.
So beyond the elegance, I do have to ask, giving away something for free, a $0 plan, it's a bold thing to do. We all know that whenever something valuable is given away for free, there are people who are going to try to come by and game or exploit it or, basically try to get more out of the system than the system intends to give. So how do you intend to combat that type of behavior?
So first of all, we're very transparent with our customers, and we want to make sure that they understand what the benefits are and why it's something that is for the better of society. And sort of leading with that intention, we hope that people don't abuse the system. But in the case that it does happen, we do have a few stopgaps in place. The first of which is we do require identity verification. It's pretty standard if you've ever signed up for financial services, fintech. If you use Robinhood, you've probably gone through identity verification. And this is very similar. Give us your name, your address, show us the ID, a little selfie check. And this is all partnered with a third party that stores all of that information. We don't store any of it. We have no access to them. And we obviously do not sell that information. So your private information is very secured and protected so that we can make sure that it is one account per person because we want everyone to enjoy the service. And we also want to make sure that we continue to offer this great service to everybody.
I do think there is a tremendous amount of goodwill that can be built when you're giving things away for free. I need to shove in a personal anecdote here. Back in the early days of Helium in like 2021, 2022, I used to run a company called FairSpot. And what we did was we gave away free Helium hotspots and we let people keep 70% of the earnings from those hotspots. And so, one of the natural things that I ran into is the same problem, right? You're giving away something valuable for free. And what you really want is for it to be fairly distributed. So looking back, my experience from that is just implementing a simple ID verification had massive positive results on just the community as a whole. So I was able to send out hotspots to over 1,000 individuals with extremely low, like under 1% rate of any sort of fraud or deceptive type of users. I use the same type of ID verification that you're talking about, where nobody's personal information was stored whatsoever with us. And we found out that those customers who were willing to complete the ID verification actually became really loyal, like long-term retained community members, and were helping out other people in our community. So that gives me a lot of hope for this free plan. I think that that's a simple but very effective mechanism.
That's right. And we've been using identity verification for quite some time now, and we've not heard any pushback or negative sentiments towards us at all.
So there are a bunch of people out there who are on some older plans with Helium Mobile that have existed before today. So for those people, I'm sure they're going to be wondering, like, what do these new plans mean for me? So if I'm an existing Helium Mobile subscriber, I'm on one of the older plans, like, what is my experience going to look like going forward?
Yeah, first of all, thank you to all the customers that have been with us, probably some since we launched in May 2023. So thank you for your loyalty and your continued trust in us to build this network. We hope you're enjoying everything. And we want to keep it that way. So to our existing customers, nothing happens to your plan. You get to continue enjoying the same price that you've been paying, whatever plan you're on. There are no changes to your unlimited data and unlimited talk and text. And there are also no changes to how you earn rewards. So if you are earning from mapping, you will continue to earn from mapping. Nothing will happen. Now, if you decide to cancel, then you won't be able to go back to that plan. So be very cautious before you decide anything.
Cool. Yeah, those early users are really the most important. I mean, for anyone who's studied like network effects, right? These are really, really hard to build, and especially getting the first 1,000 users is exponentially harder than getting the first 10,000 is exponentially harder than getting the first 100,000. And as of now, we do have over 100,000 people who have signed up for Helium Mobile.
I really hope the free plan takes off. It is a fantastic deal, and we want to prove ourselves to everybody out there that Helium Mobile is a fantastic service, that free doesn't mean low quality. In fact, it is the opposite. You have great coverage and you're not sacrificing anything. And what that means really to the growth of the network is going to be extremely meaningful. As we've got more users on the network, it means that there is more demand for coverage creation. And we hope that really kickstarts and spurs individuals putting up these hotspots, mini cell towers, wherever they can, because it is very much a momentum-led community building activity. And the free plan is our way of kickstarting that.
I really do hope that more people try Helium Mobile. Caveat, United States only for now. But my experience and the experience with friends and family who I've brought onto Helium Mobile has been nothing short of awesome. And the more I think about why that might be, there's just a lack of legacy cruft and infrastructure in Helium Mobile. When I've had friends who got new phones, for example, with legacy carriers, it's always this whole, like, you have to go into the store and you better be sure you brought everything you need with you. And hopefully the agent is in a good mood today and understands your request and there's not a long line. but I have helped multiple people who have upgraded their phones contact Helium Mobile support, and literally every single one of them has gotten their SIM transferred in under 5 minutes, which was like, every time I was like, yeah, it was 5 minutes last time, but it's going to take 20 or 30 this time. And it's like, nope, this time it's 3 minutes. Okay, next time it's 2 minutes. So I really hope the free plan brings more people in to just experience what's here. I think the product kind of speaks for itself.
Not only that, and thank you for mentioning our awesome support crew. Here's a fantastic stat. Last year, our support team responded to 1 million messages to our customers. And you mentioned customer satisfaction. Here's another awesome stat. Our customer satisfaction score is at 91.3%. I mean,
that's crazy.
And
this is telecom, people.
I know.
This is telecom.
Yeah, I mean, it speaks to our company's mindset of make things easy for the customer and they will reward you back tenfold. And you mentioned switching phone numbers getting easier and easier and easier. That's exactly it. Like our mobile app where you'll interface with us has very simple step-by-step instructions on the information that you need from your old carrier and what you need to provide us. And it's like a two-step process. It takes minutes. The great thing about this is that if you ever need help, we have help. We have real people. You don't have to go to a store. You book time with us whenever you're free to your schedule, and we will call you. We'll even call your old carrier and get that information that you need. We will three-way call them. And we've seen a lot of great usage of that service, and it's been fantastic feedback all around.
So for people like myself who are already into the service, have been on there for a while, how can we get more involved in helping other people join Helium Mobile?
So for our launch, it is invitation only. You can grab your referral code, send that out to your friends, and that is their invitation to join Helium Mobile. And really, it's about spreading the word, spreading how easy it is to use, what great coverage there is, how much you're saving, and that connectivity is a right, not a privilege, right? Let's not make this any more painful than it needs to be. I know we're in very interesting times. So if you're able to save a couple of bucks, it really is very meaningful. So I think it's, running that exercise you did with your friend of, pull out your phone bill. Let's see how much you spend and how much people use and see if we can save a couple of bucks here and there.
Yeah, I think there are going to be a lot of surprising scenarios where people look at their bill and realize they use much less data than they think because they're just mostly in places where they have Wi-Fi auto-connecting.
Yeah.
And then whatever usage they have out of that, it might fit within the free plan. When you first mentioned the free plan to me, one of my first thoughts was this is going to be amazing for low-income communities. But I realized this is just going to be amazing for everyone, honestly. People are out there getting squeezed by inflation. No matter how much money you have, you're reassessing what you might be able to consider a need and what you might be able to consider a luxury, and how you can really slim down on those expenses of the needs as much as possible and just make your life more efficient so you can live the way you want to. I'm just really excited for the impact this is just going to have on frankly, everybody. I just cannot wait to see how people react. Anything else that you wanted to add before we wrap up?
Well, you were mentioning that you can't wait to see how people react and what the outcome is. I do want to mention that since everything is on a blockchain, you can see the subscriber count growth on our website. We've got a stats page. You can check it out. There are also various other websites out there that are created by third parties that are looking at the Helium network on that blockchain to get a better understanding of what our growth and usage looks like. So everything is on chain. Everything's super transparent. So if you're just on the fence, hopefully that'll push you over and get you guys to sign up.
Just real quick, I'm just going to shill. I actually have created a dashboard on Dune, which is an analytics website. So because I'm such a data nerd, you can search it. My username is Rarman, and it's the Helium Mobile dashboard. So this is just something that I went and I took the publicly available data that's on chain, and I'm like, I'm going to make my own dashboard. I'm going to add like how many people have signed up. I'm going to add what's the month over month, day over day, week over week growth. So you can see that. You can see how many people have signed up on any given day. So it's really fun. I love playing with the open data.
Lovely plug.
I had to throw it in there. Parting words, what are your goals for Helium for 2025? Stretch goals.
Well, Helium started 10 plus years ago with the vision of connectivity and connecting things. And we've sort of transitioned through the last 10 years looking at different ways of disrupting how that can be done. And we're finally landing on how do we connect people. And stretch goal for us this year, turn that vision into a true reality, connecting as many people as possible, as many devices as possible, and really prove that blockchain has a place in this world and it is a positive impact to society. Stretch goal for the end of the year, I'd love to see us get to 1 million.
That'd be huge. What better way to do it than a free plan? Just to add on to what you said, for anyone who's listening to this who hasn't been involved in Helium, maybe you used to be involved. I think the last year or so has really been like a monumental series of finding product market fit for Helium in a way that we've never seen before as a network. We've got these amazing plans and we've got the hotspots. If you're the type of person who wants to go to local businesses, local cafes, churches, libraries, whatever is in your community, then you can go out and do that and earn revenue from these customers that are signing up from the Helium Mobile plan. That's just a really exciting, we've built the two-sided marketplace and anyone can go out there and build it out. That's what the people built network has always been about. I think in the past, the network was mostly rewarded with, you could call them inflationary or proof of coverage rewards. Those are still there, but now the main way to earn is by getting actual revenue, by serving actual data to actual subscribers. And that's just super exciting to me. It means the whole thing works end to end. There's still crypto magic in there, but it's not required for the system to work, right? It's kind of like the icing on the cake. So just 2025 for Helium, I think it's going to be a breakout year. I'm so excited for everything that's to come, and especially about these new plans. This is really, I think, what a lot of us have been waiting to see. So kudos to the team.
Can't wait. And if anybody wants to sign up, go to hellohelium.com. There is a wait list, but I think we can get Armin his own invitation code. So use code Armin when prompted, and you'll be able to get your plans.
I love it. You didn't even tell me about that ahead of time, just chilling it live. I love being surprised. I love a good surprise. All right, Coco, thanks so much. Talk to you soon.
Thank you for tuning into The Hotspot. If you love our content, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. And if you want to maximize your impact, leave your honest review on Apple Podcasts. Your support helps us reach more listeners and educate them about the Helium Network.